Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating topics in coin collecting, the 1977 DeWitt Lincoln penny, its history, why collectors love it, and the stories behind claims that certain examples could be worth huge sums of money, up to $1.3 million. You might have seen posts or videos online saying that this coin can make someone rich overnight, so today we are separating fact from fiction and giving you a deep look into the value of this classic American coin. The Lincoln wheat penny itself is one of the most iconic coins in United States numismatics. The series debuted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin replaced the Indian head cent and was much anticipated because it was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait. Lincoln was chosen because he represented unity and integrity at a time when the nation was still healing from war. The reverse of the coin featured the distinctive wheat stalks on either side, symbolizing prosperity and growth. This design would remain in use until 1958. Now, the 1977 Lincoln penny is technically not a wheat penny in the classic sense, because by 1977 the U.S. Mint had long since transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial Cent. In 1959, the 1977 D designation tells us that the coin was minted at the Denver facility. The Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln Memorial Cents that year, so most 1977 D pennies you come across in loose change will be very common. They are copper alloy coins struck with precise modern minting methods, and most of them are worth only their face value, 1 cent. So where does the idea of a 1977 D Lincoln penny being worth a lot of money come from? Some collectors and online sellers sometimes highlight extremely rare and unusual coins. These might be error coins, double dies, off-center strikes, filled dies, or coins with unusual planchet material. These anomalies can indeed be valuable in the world of coin collecting because they are rare and unique, but it is important to understand that not every 1977 D penny with an error is automatically worth thousands or millions of dollars. The story of a $1.3 million $1,977 D penny likely stems from isolated claims about a very rare error piece that may have appeared in a private sale or auction. Errors do occur when something goes wrong during the minting process. Sometimes a planchet slips slightly off center. Strikes happen when the blank metal disc is not properly aligned in the press. Doubling on the date or lettering can occur when the die shifts slightly between strikes. In extremely rare cases, genuine error coins have sold for impressive sums, but these are outliers, not the rule. In order for a coin to even be considered a candidate for high value, like tens of thousands or more, it must usually be authenticated by reputable grading services and judged to be a true mint error in pristine condition. For the average collector finding a 1977 D Lincoln penny in circulation, the coin will be worth 1 cent and maybe a few dollars at most if it has unusual toning or a minor strike anomaly. Serious collectors base value on condition, rarity, demand, and historical significance. A coin graded mint state 65 or above in perfect uncirculated condition can fetch a premium with dedicated collectors, but even then, we are usually talking about prices in the low hundreds, not hundreds of thousands or millions. Why then do some listings and videos talk about million-dollar value? The coin collector market loves mystery and hype. Stories about record sales attract attention, but they can be misleading. Often these stories refer to coins from entirely different series or years, such as famous double die cents from earlier decades. Rare coins like the 1 cent 1955 double die obverse are legendary and have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars when certified in top grade, but the 1977 D penny simply does not have that kind of documented market history of high-value coins selling for $1.3 million. So what should you do if you find a 1977 D Lincoln penny in your pocket? Change. First, take a close look at the coin under good light. If you see something unusual, a clear doubling of letters, a dramatic off-center strike, or something that does not look normal, then you can photograph it and share images with experienced coin collectors or on numismatic forums for opinion. If experts agree that the coin is a genuine error, then the next step might be to send it to a respected grading service for official authentication and grading. This step can add credibility and potentially value to your coin, but keep expectations realistic. Most coins, even in excellent condition from that year, rarely exceed a few dollars in market value. In conclusion, the 1977 D Lincoln penny is a piece of American history linked to a long and beloved series of Lincoln cents, but for most people it is worth its face value unless it has exceptional qualities that make it rare and desirable. Error coins can be valuable, but claims of values like $1.3 million should be approached with skepticism and verified by trusted professionals before you believe them. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting insights and stories. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for coins in your change. If you want, I can also add timestamps, chapter suggestions, outro voiceover lines, or a more dramatic thumbnail text version. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1976 Lincoln penny, how much it is really worth, why some people think pennies can be worth huge sums, and what to look for if you find one in your pocket change. This surprisingly ordinary 1-cent coin has a history connected to one of America's most iconic leaders, a massive production run, and a few very rare errors that can make collectors pay serious money. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the 100th anniversary of his birth. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it replaced the earlier Liberty head cent. For decades, Lincoln's image has been on the front of these pennies, a reminder of freedom and unity in America. Now let's talk specifically about the year 1976. Over 8.8 billion 1976 Lincoln pennies were minted across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. With such huge numbers in circulation, the vast majority of these coins are common and not rare. In everyday worn condition, these pennies are usually worth only their face value or just a bit more because they contain copper. That means most 1976 pennies are worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars at most. So where does the idea that one might be worth $1.3 million come from? It's important to understand that the regular 1976 penny is not rare. However, rare error coins or coins in exceptionally high grades can fetch high prices from collectors. For example, a few very high-grade 1976 pennies in near-perfect mint condition have sold at auction for several $1,000s, not hundreds of thousands or millions. In fact, one 1976 Lincoln Center graded Mississippi 68 by collectors sold for nearly $8,000 at auction because of its exceptional condition and preserved color. Collectors also look for error coins. Those are pennies that were struck incorrectly at the mint. Some types of errors include coins that are off-center, coins with double designs, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. For example, a 1976 penny struck on a planchet meant for another coin type, like a nickel, is highly unusual and can be worth hundreds or even over $1,000 if authenticated correctly. Other error types, like off-center strikes, can also be worth tens to hundreds of dollars depending on how dramatic and how well preserved the error is. It's worth noting, though, that even some of the best error examples from 1976 don't reach millions of dollars. Extremely rare coins, such as certain wheat pennies from the World War II era made on the wrong metal planchet, have sold for hundreds of thousands at auction, and those are from much earlier years than 1976. The 1976 coins simply don't have the extreme rarity that would drive a seven-figure sale price. So, what should you do if you find a 1976 Lincoln penny in your change? First, recognize that most are worth only a few cents. If the penny looks pristine, with original red copper color and sharp details, it's worth looking into a professional coin grading service to see if it's in mint state. Very high grades can increase the value a lot. Most are still only in the lower thousands at best. If you think your coin has an unusual mistake or error on it, take clear photos and get opinions from experienced collectors or reputable coin dealers. They can tell you if your coin is authentic and what it might be worth. In the world of coin collecting, education is the most valuable tool you can have. Knowing the history of the coin, how to identify mint marks, how the condition affects value, and what kinds of errors are real versus damage are key. The story of the 1976 Lincoln penny is a great example of how an everyday coin can hold interest and excitement for collectors, even if it isn't going to make someone a millionaire overnight. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed learning about the history and value of the 1976 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit subscribe for more videos about rare coins, coin collecting tips, and hidden treasures you might already own. If you want images or a YouTube title and description to match this script, just let me know.